All right. Everyone calm down. You in the back. Stop crying, please. It's going to be all right. A couple of days ago, maybe a few days ago by now, we got some very tragic news that, honestly, I kind of saw coming. I'm sure a lot of people saw this coming. But the Batman Part 2 was delayed a whole year to October 2026. Now, this is huge, honestly. Mainly because this, when you compare it to other projects, is putting it in a really interesting spot. For instance, it was supposed to drop like right after Superman Legacy, or Superman now as it's just being called. Now it's dropping a whole year later. We also think about this. I believe I don't know the exact date for Avengers Kang Dynasty, but I'm pretty sure Avengers Kang Dynasty is supposed to drop in like May of 2026. So the Batman Part 2, which was confirmed before Kang Dynasty, and the script was at least rumored to have been in like the writing process before Kang Dynasty, will now be released after Kang Dynasty, or at least around the same time as Kang Dynasty, which is just crazy to me. But honestly, we should have expected this. I mean, ever since it was announced that Matt Reeves was working on the script at all, and then the writer's strike came right after that, and all writing was halted, it really seemed like it was inevitable that a delay was going to happen. Maybe not a big delay, but a delay was definitely coming. And we were even wondering and worried that Superman wouldn't actually make its July 11th date. But it seems like that's still on track, but there's been no update on the progress of this script. Matt Reeves hasn't said anything. James Gunn hasn't said anything. It's just still in the script production phase. But considering the way that things have been going in the Batman universe as a whole, I mean, the Penguin series still, I don't think, has an actual release date. It was originally predicted to come out this spring, but, you know, we're almost done with spring. It's not almost done with spring. We're halfway through spring, and there's been no inkling of what the release date is going to be. I mean, I'm pretty sure they just finished filming like a few weeks ago, so it's like, it's kind of expected that these production dates are getting pushed back. They're kind of behind schedule. This delay could also have some implications for when Batman the Brave and the Bold is going to release as well. I mean, the fact that we're going to be having two Batman releasing movies at the same time, that's going to confuse some people, and they're trying to minimize that as much as possible. So we were really interested in how these release dates were going to line up. And maybe this delay of the Batman Part 2 is because they want to move the Brave and the Bold up. Because let's face it, you cannot drop a Superman movie and then wait like 5 years or like 3 years for a Batman movie in the same universe to drop. These two need to be front and center as soon as possible to show who the faces of this universe are. And maybe that's the strategic planning here. They're trying to move up the Brave and the Bold without making people confused about the Batman universe versus the DCU. So they move back the Batman Part 2, maybe to give Matt Reeves also more time to write the script. One thing you gotta love about Matt Reeves and the rest of the team behind this movie is that they love their work. They really loved making the Batman, and they care about this second project as well. So if they are working their hardest to make sure that this project isn't bad or has any flaws, then it could make sense that they want to delay this and move the Brave and the Bold up, because they want to make sure that this team perfects the Batman Part 2. They don't want to force anything out and have it come up like some of the MCU films that have been dropping recently. Speaking on the MCU, it doesn't even look like they have anything around that October 2025 slot. They have Fantastic Four, which is in July, near Superman Legacy's release date. And then they also have Blade in November, which will probably get moved back, but still, it's really weird that this delay happened. So maybe they're trying to fit something else into that slot, like the Brave and the Bold, or they just need more time to perfect the script. And I don't think this means that anything bad is going to come to this universe that they're building out. James Gunn obviously wants Matt Reeves to continue making this universe and making the movies, developing TV shows like The Penguin. They're just really pushing it with this 4-year gap from the first movie. The first movie dropped in 2022. This one's going to drop in 2026. So that's going to be 4 years in between the movies. Even with Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, it was only a 3-year gap from, I believe it was, 2005 to 2008. So they're really pushing it with this, and I don't even think these movies have as much of popularity as the Dark Knight movies did, simply because it's a different Batman. I mean, a lot of people still cling to those Batman movies, which is fine, but I don't think these movies have the pull like that. So this gap is definitely going to hurt some of the hype coming towards it. And I mean, I'm on the subreddit every day about the Batman, right? Because I'm a big fan of the movie, but the posts have basically just dumbed down to, oh, what if it was this villain for the next movie? What if it was this villain for the next movie? It's really died down from all the speculation that came in like the first 2 years that this movie was out. And even at this point, I'm kind of losing my interest in theorizing about how this movie is going to go. I was really into trying to figure out who the villain would be for this movie. But now I'm just sitting here like, okay, who is this villain? Like, we should probably know this by now. Either because, I mean, the script should be done. There should be casting being announced, and then there should be speculating on that. But we're not getting any of that. So it's honestly, I think it might be hurting them that this delay is happening. So they better have a really good reason for this. Nonetheless, there's definitely a good reason that this delay happened, and we just haven't been told it yet. I'm sure James Gunn or Matt Reeves will tell us soon, and I'm predicting it has something to do with The Brave and the Bold, maybe, or they just, they're trying to perfect that script a little bit more. But a whole year delay means a lot more than just a script delay, than just like a script production problem. So I'm thinking that there's like something really big that they're trying to put in that October 2025 slate, and I'm willing to bet it's maybe The Brave and the Bold. As long as I'm getting a Batman movie next year, I'm fine, and let's hope that is the reason. Let's hope it is because The Brave and the Bold is maybe stepping into that slot. I mean, they've got a director for that movie already. We know that Andy Muschietti is front running it. And I mean, they definitely have been working on a script. So, I mean, there's no reason that they shouldn't be done with it by maybe early 2025, late 2024, and then production can begin. And that's not to say that The Brave and the Bold won't have as much care or love put into it by whoever's writing it and by Andy Muschietti. I think that just means that it may be easier to make this film, even with the care added to it. Think back to, the Batman Part 1. That movie took a whole year to shoot, if I remember correctly, or at least close to a year. So I'm assuming that Part 2 will also need around a year to shoot as well. I mean, if it doesn't take a year, it may seem like they're not putting as much effort into it. And maybe the problems with the script that they're trying to fix, they won't be fixed by the time that they need to be shooting for it to take a year. And that's why they extended a whole year. They're giving Matt Reeves and other scriptwriters time to put this script together perfectly. And maybe that's the reason they push it back so far. And I mean, think about it. I mean, it seems like these DCU movies aren't going to take that long to shoot. Superman is being shot right now, and it's just recently been confirmed that Peacemaker Season 2 will be shooting in the summer. So, I mean, Superman's not going to take too long to shoot. So, that could be the same with The Brave and the Bold. So, there's no reason that we can't assume that they can make a great movie in a short amount of time, unlike what the Batman Part 2 is striving to be. But yeah, with that being said, I don't really think this means anything too big, maybe besides something being inserted into that October 2025 release date and giving the Batman Part 2 more time to be molded into the creation that Matt Reeves wants. I think that the trilogy is still good to go. I think the other TV shows that they're trying to put into production are still going to be good to go. I don't think this universe is going anywhere. I think we might just have to wait a little while for it to go. But I'm hoping that this means that The Brave and the Bold will be moved up into that release date. But yeah, that's all I got for you. It's just a quick little video, a little bit of reassurance. I don't think that the Batman Part 2 being delayed means anything big for the franchise. I think it's just going to extend the amount of time we're going to have with this universe, which is pretty chill. So yeah, stay tuned. More vids are always on the way. Thanks for watching.